Hey guys, my name is Jill, and if you don't know, I am living in Narva, Estonia for 9 months on a Fulbright scholarship. I noticed a couple more subscribers, and I had a couple of people message me and say that they would like to get to know me better because watching the vlogs gives a good insight into what I do every day, but it doesn't really give you an insight into why I'm here and who I am and stuff. So I thought about making sort of an introductory video, but I think for that I'm going to wait until I actually hit 100 subscribers, and then I will do like a Q&A style video. But something that I do think is useful for anyone who's traveling anywhere, particularly for someone traveling abroad alone and who will be abroad by themselves for a good amount of time, how to ease or how to avoid too much homesickness is something that is going to be different for every person, but I thought that I could take a few minutes and talk about what has really helped me, because so far I haven't been that homesick. Being in Estonia for 9 months was pretty daunting at the beginning. I obviously was very excited, but I was also pretty nervous because I haven't been away from my hometown for that long of a time. The longest time prior to this was Melbourne, Australia for 2 months, so it's a pretty big time difference. Now, I did go home around the holidays for Thanksgiving because my grandfather died, but that was not part of the plan, so I came here mentally geared up to be here for 9 months. My family did come for Christmas, so that definitely helped, and I've made a lot of friends. Now, what I want to talk about are the sort of non-friend related ways to ease or avoid too much homesickness, because I think that your ability to make friends kind of depends on you as a person, and then where you are and how much time you have to spare for other people. And so I'm not going to say, you know, make a bunch of friends. In a different video I could talk about how to make friends in a foreign country, because I have made quite a few international volunteer friends, but also friends that are around my age here in Narva, and there aren't very many people my age here, so finding them was interesting. Again, these are going to be 5 ways that I have sort of avoided being too homesick that don't have to do with other people. Alright, so the first thing kind of has to do with whatever you're doing for work. So I'm here teaching English, and a lot of people who travel teach English in order to establish some sort of income, but I think that there are also a lot of expats and people who do sort of random things for work, or they're working from home or from hostels, wherever you are. And so I think throwing yourself 100% into your work can be a really positive thing, but it's also something that you could burn out of really quickly, and you don't want to burn out of your work. So at the beginning of this grant, the first half, so from September until December, I was actually applying for graduate schools. And for me, that actually helped with the homesickness issue, because when I wasn't working or preparing classes or preparing energizers or thinking about my access classes and doing a bunch of school visits, I was applying for graduate school and studying for the GRE and all of this stuff, and, you know, fingers crossed that I actually get in and can go to grad school. But even if I can't, there was a lot of personal reflection and a lot of really introspective thinking that had to go into writing those applications. And so I was constantly thinking about the work I was doing and how I could better the work I was doing, but I wasn't doing it in a way that burnt me out from the work. Like, I'm still very excited to teach and to go to my classes. You can come up with like small projects to do, or an overarching project that you could work on for the entirety of the time that you're abroad, or like monthly goals for yourself that are creative or work related. You know, if you need a new website for whatever you're doing, if you're teaching English, or if you have sort of your own company, like spending time to really make that better could be super useful, and it's a really great way to sort of take your mind off of how much you miss home. More examples of this are like taking a class, writing poetry, learning a musical instrument, focusing on a language. So I have been learning Russian. I've been doing a little bit every day. Still not great at it, but it is something that I have been really enjoying doing. I think it's a beautiful language, and so it's just it's somewhere else to put my mind. I'm bettering myself to a point where when I go home, I will be able to sort of realize what I spent my time here doing that will affect me personally forever, aside from the sort of non-physical skills of having teaching experience and conflict resolution experience and those things that I'm learning here. So I posted on Instagram about this a couple of times, so if you follow me there, I am sorry that this is repetitive, But something that's been really helpful for me is going outside every single day. Now in Narva, it's like the equivalent of 22 to 26 degrees Fahrenheit for the last week. Before that, it was even colder. I think on Friday it was like 14 degrees Fahrenheit, and like that's wicked cold. I'm from Memphis in Tennessee, from the south. I do not do cold. I was scared I was going to be like a hibernating human, but I've actually been able to keep my energy up really well. I've been taking vitamin D supplements, but that doesn't always do everything, and I think a big part of why my mood hasn't really been too crazy is because I've been going outside every single day for at least 30 minutes, whether it's walking to my classes and back, or doing an extra walk around the city. Keep hitting this folder that's right there. Narva as a city isn't super huge, so I can trek like half of it in a 40-minute walk, and it's pretty great. And I find something new every day. It's nice to be able to sort of lose yourself in the city that you're living in. It makes things interesting, it keeps things interesting. As long as you sort of have a general awareness of where you are, you tend to be able to find your way back. Usually I'll just throw on a podcast, which is also really good for your mental health. I keep up with news. Number 3 sort of follows this same idea of exercise every day. Now for me, just a walk is not enough. I have been working out consistently since I was in high school when I played basketball, and so I actually need a certain amount of exercise every day, or else I feel like crap. Like I'm addicted to the endorphins, I guess. I don't know what it is. I was hoping that the gym here would be cheaper than it is, and I have not paid for a subscription to that because I just don't want to yet. I probably will get to that point when it gets too cold outside to even go running. But one YouTuber named Millionaire Hoy, who I love his workouts, I'm just raining sweat by the end of them, and I can just do them in my apartment. And I'm always in a better mood for the rest of the day. It helps me to feel healthy, it helps wake me up for my classes, and I just think that that's been really good as far as my overall happiness and health, which helps with not feeling depression or anxiety about not being home. I've been super good about this goal, but something that has been helpful has been FaceTiming friends that I was nervous I would lose touch with while I'm here as often as possible. I've reached out to a few and some have reached out to me, but about once a week or once every other week I will actually FaceTime with one of my college friends. I did recently graduate. This is my first year in the real world post-university, and I FaceTime with my partner every single day. So that kind of stuff is really useful just to sort of bring you back into the mindset of, you know, having a real world person on the other side of the world that cares about you, that loves you, where you can catch up with their life so that you don't feel totally disconnected, and who you can tell about the amazing stuff that you're doing wherever you are abroad, so that you feel like you're sharing your story with them. And it just makes the whole process of being here for a certain amount of time, whether it's temporary or not, easier, because you know what's going on, you don't feel siloed. Keeping up with your friends' goals and being able to support them via social media is something that, if you think 10 years ago, you know, people weren't able to do that. And so knowing where my friends want to be in the next 6 months, say, and being able to Facebook message them or like their photos of them trying to get to a certain point, or to finish a certain project, or to get somewhere in their health, like, that's just been something I've enjoyed quite a bit. In that same sort of vein are these YouTube videos. So I have nearly 100 subscribers, which I know is not a lot, but it's like a small village, and a lot of my viewers are people from home. Hi everybody. And it's cool to know that you guys are watching and you're able to see what I'm doing here. It's why I do this, and it takes time to make these videos, and so again, that's time that I don't get to spend being sad, really, about not being home. So for me, I'm here for a specific purpose. I have goals, I have things that I want to accomplish, and that I wrote in a proposal that was confirmed, and I received this grant because of specific goals. So I'm teaching English for a certain number of hours a week, but I'm also building a relationship with the community here, and I'm being active in the whole country, and I'm seeing as much as I can, and there are like specific goals that I have, and I have them written down. I'm not going to show you the actual list, but I have my handy dandy notebook, and I have my lists in here. I do my lesson planning in here, but every single day I open up the first page and I read my goals so that I know what I'm here for and what I'm accomplishing, and I'm actually able to cross some things off as I do them, which is such a good feeling, and a lot of people don't need that physical list, and that's fine. It's so helpful in sort of deterring homesickness because, you know, I'm here for 9 months. I'm going to make the most of it, and I have been so far, and I think that that's really important. So no matter where you are in the world, even if it's college, that's just like a couple of states away and you're homesick, just know that you're there for a purpose, and that as long as you're accomplishing that purpose or doing everything that you can towards accomplishing that purpose, then you're doing what we're here to do, I guess, as humans. Remembering my goals, thinking about them every day, that's actually a big part of why I was so excited when we did vision boards with my Access class on Saturday, because my students got to figure out what their goals for 2018 are, and hopefully they'll look at that every single day and they'll think to themselves, oh, okay, yeah, so that's what I need to take, the little steps today that will get me to those goals. I realize that none of these things are particularly new. Like, these aren't new ideas. I didn't go researching, I didn't go looking these things up. This is just stuff that I've sort of naturally been doing that I think has really affected my mood in a positive way, and I thought that maybe it would help the new subscribers to get to know me a little bit better. So let me know if there are any other like talkity videos like this that you guys are interested in seeing, and I will happily do that. And like I said, when I get to 100 subscribers, I will do a Q&A, if there are enough questions to do a Q&A. Alternately, I could do a video about like the most common questions that I get asked as an American in Estonia, because there are quite a few that come up all the time, and I would be happy to do a video about that as well. Thanks for watching. Please hit subscribe and like the video if this is the kind of content that you think I should be putting out in addition to the weekly vlogs.